So now while loop, this is one of the most important ones, and let's see. So a while is something, as long as the condition is true, it's keep on running. For example, let's say while true. So I'm directly giving the keyword, the boolean function, which is like the boolean keyword, which is true. While true, print Rajiv. So if someone runs like this will keep on running again and again and again. You see this one. So I'm executing this one. See, it will never stop. So it will keep on running until it exhausts the hardware configuration here. So why I'm specifically talking about this one? So for example, let's say someone came to you and someone said like, hey, when someone opens this website, I keep on wanted them to enter a number. For example, okay, so for example, let's say you always wanted to show something like enter the number, input, enter a number. If you run this one, so it will ask you like enter a number. For example, let's say 12, and then again it will ask you a number 1, 12, 13. So why you have to do this one? For example, let's say you are doing an automation. For example, your automation is that you have to run a Python script. Basically, the Python script, it has to click on the first tab here. For example, let's say, and then it has to click on here. It has to click on the sheets, and it has to click on blank spreadsheet. Like, let's say that this is something, a manual task which you automated, and you wanted this to be run every time continuously, like 24 by 7. If someone says like, can you do automations by using Python, you say like yes. And if they ask you like how you can schedule the Python code to run again and again, because all the cells here, the previous cells, we are clicking on execute button manually to execute the cell every time. For example, let's say you wanted to execute a specific program on every day at morning 12 o'clock or like early morning 8 o'clock. So what you have to do, you have to open the Colab, you have to click on runtime, click on run all, and it will be executed. For example, let's say you are on leave, or you are on vacation, or you are on sick leave, and if there is no backup for you, so and if you think, and let's say that your work needs this code to be executed on every day, and if you are on vacation or out of emergency, and if you can't run this one, there could be some consequences for this one. So for that reason, what we can do, we will use the while loop, and we will import the time, import date time. So here time dot sleep, some, for example, let's say 20, okay, 20 seconds. Okay, import time. Okay, now see the program, when you execute it instantly didn't ask you for the enter a number. So basically it is at this step, because this time dot sleep, it is like actually telling to the program, you wait for 20 seconds. So now it will wait for 20 seconds, but actually it is running. Your program is running, but it is waiting for 20 seconds. And now it is asking you to enter a number. For example, let's say I'm entering a number 18. And if you click on enter, and again it went to the time dot sleep, and it will wait for 20 seconds. And after 20 seconds, again it will come down and it will execute the number here. So now, what is the use of this time dot sleep now in the real time scenario? For example, let's say you have to run the code once in every 24 hours, and if the interviewer asks like, hey, how you can ensure that you can run this code on every 20 seconds? So what you can tell them, I will use this time dot sleep. I will use like a while loop, a recurring loop, which keeps on running. So, and then I will keep, for example, let's say this is your code. You will say that I will keep some seconds, 86,400 seconds, which is like 24 hours. And now you will click on run this one. So you will enter a number 12, and then it will be at this stage. Now it will wait for 86,400 seconds, which is nothing but 24 hours. And after 24 hours, it will again ask you to enter the number. Or for example, let's say your code is like go and click on something like that, or go and send an email. After 24 hours, again it will send an email instantly. So basically, you don't have to do anything. You just have automated your stuff. You're like, hey man, I just take care of that one, and your manager will be like, hey, how you did that? I mean, basically, all these people, they are like, they should look for some inbuilt option. Like, is there option for me like to schedule this one? For example, like, is there option in the tools? I can click on schedule and I can schedule like 24 hours and it will automatically run once in every 24 hours. Everyone wants some feature like that in the Python. Everyone, you connect with any professional Python, everyone do say like, hey, I wish I do have an option like that. But how you can override that option and how you can create your own schedules is by using this while true. So this is like a piece of code that you can use to automate anything in the Python. It's just a suggestion that I thought of like sharing this with you. And if in case, if you come across a question, you tell them like, I will use just like while true. So true is a true condition. So the while condition always thinks like the condition is getting satisfied, and it will keep on recurring again and again and again. Any questions on this one?
Um, no, no question on this one. And then, so Rajiv, so one more point. So they gave me an unexpected meeting in the next 10 minutes, but it's also for a short meeting for 30 minutes.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, because I think today the plan is for us to finish the this section, right? The basics, right? So I want us to. I mean, in the next 10 minutes, I'll go for the meeting, but I can still come back. You know what I mean? If you will still be available
Yeah,
for
sure,
meeting.
sure. I'll be available.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, yeah. So that we,
my
yeah,
intention
because
over
I,
here, my intention over here is that I wanted to come because I know that you have interview in 10 days. I want
yeah,
to complete all these basics tonight. You see, so much of
yeah,
things we have to cover, and then
yes.
I will say good night to you and I'll go and sleep.
Yes, I agree. So after 10 minutes, I'll go again for like maybe 9 minutes so I can set
Sure,
up the
sure,
meeting right. Then I'll come back immediately 30 minutes or
sure, sure,
less.
sure. Definitely, definitely.
Okay.
Okay. So for now, let's try to complete this while loop.
Yeah.
So now, how we can interrupt this while loop? So now we have noticed that this is like continuous recurring one, but how we can interrupt this one? So we can interrupt this one by reducing the condition logic. By making the condition as false, we can interrupt this one. For example, let's say a number is equal to 10. Okay. So while number greater than 0. So I'm telling that, hey, I mean, the number is 10. The number, as long as the number is greater than 0, print number. So this is what we have seen now. So as long as the condition is true, it will print the number. So if I click on run this one, it will run like again and again and again. So but now I have to make this condition as a false. So how I can do this one? I'm like number is equal to number divided by 2. So if I do this one, so now first number will be 10, the 10 will be printed, and then number we are dividing by 2. Okay, and then 5 will be printed, 5 divided by 2, 2, and 2 divided by 1. So it will be printed as 10, 5, 2, 1. So this is how you can make a condition as false, and then you can stop the while loop. This is the only one way where how you can stop this one. Or the another way, you can use if condition like how we used earlier. For example, let's say same one while true. Okay, as long as something is true, I wanted to pass some. I want to ask the user like to enter some input. For example, input, enter your message here. For example, let's say as long as the condition is true, I'm asking them to enter this one, and whatever they entered, I wanted to this one, and now this is fine. So for example, if I run this one, it is like hi, okay, hello, hey, and it is not stopping actually, right? And now over here what we did, we reduced the number to negative value and then it stopped. But here in the true, how we can stop this one? You can just click on this one, it will interrupt the code and it will stop. But I wanted to have a smooth landing, like how the flights land on the land, right? So I wanted to have a smooth stop to this one. What how I can do, I'm going to use a if condition. Remember, if is something which is like very handy with whatever you want to do. So if command whatever the command, I mean whatever the message that they enter, I have assigned to a variable called command. So command is equal to quit. If in case if they write like quit, I wanted to quit. So how we can quit? Using the break. Now I'm stopping this one, I'm running it again. So hi, okay, this is fine. Hey, this is also running. Now I will mention like quit, but in the capital letters I'm running. Okay, it did not take. But if I write in the small letters, it is like it quit. So now, but how you will tell to your team and all, like, hey, you have to write quit in a lower letter, like, in lower case. So again, if you start keep on adding these kind of conditions, the work instruction will be like very long, and it's not very easy for the humans to remember everything. So the user can enter quit like quit or quit or quit or quit. They can enter like in any possible ways, right? So how many ways? 4 factorial is equal to 4 into 3 into 2 possible ways, like 4 3 is 12, 24 possible ways where they can write quit in like multiple ways. So for that one, what I want to do, I wanted to just keep like lower, I'm making it a lower case. So whatever they write here, it will automatically take it as a lowercase. Let's run this one. Hi, it did not end. Hey, did not end. Hello, did not end. And now I'm going to write quit in uppercase. There it go. It quit. So this is one of the other ways where you can use the while condition, and you can use, and also you can use the if condition within the code to break that. Okay, any questions on this one?
No, that's good.
Okay, let's take one of the quiz. Okay, so I wanted to display even numbers from 1 to 10. So what are the even numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, and also I wanted to count how many number of even, like count how many even numbers from 1 to 10. For example, if I say like 1 to 1000, I wanted it to count like how many even numbers in this 1 to 10,000. So how we can do this one? Let's assume that this is one of the questions that you got. So now, to stress something, you wanted to know, you want to highlight the even numbers, and they can give any range, and you have to print the even numbers, and then you have to count the even numbers. So it is like too many. For example, let's say they gave like 1 to 10. So this is like static fixed. You know what are the numbers 1 to 10. Now even numbers, you have to write a logic for the even numbers, and you have to print them and you have to count. So how you can print this one? For example, any number which is divided by 2 is an even number, right? For example, let's say you are under some nervous situation and you are not able to understand how to find the even number. It's not at all wrong to ask the interviewer, can you please help me how to identify the even number? Okay, even numbers might be silly, but let's say if it is a Fibonacci series, and if you don't know what is a Fibonacci series, then definitely you have to ask, right? So similarly, now any number which is divided by 10 is an even number. For example, 10, this one, it is an even number. 10 is an even number. For example, 11, this one, it is not an even number, right? So what I'm going to do, so for numbers in range 1 comma 10, so basically this is what it will print. If I print numbers, it will print all the numbers from 1 to 10. So we have the numbers. What are the numbers he asked? We got the numbers here, and now we have to find out the numbers. So what I'm going to do, if numbers 2 is equal to 0, it's a remainder, the remainder would be 0, then I wanted to print the numbers. So let's do this one. Okay, so there it go. So the even numbers are, let's say this one, okay, so the even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8. Now this is like totally fine. And what else they asked? So they wanted to count how many even numbers are there, how many 1, 2, 3, 4. So they want to count this one. How we can do this one? So I wanted to have something like count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, why we have to use the count plus 1? So right now, just assume the count value is 0. and where it is mentioning, we have, it is not mentioned anywhere, so I'm just mentioning count is equal to 0. So I have taken a dummy variable where the count is like initialized as 0. Now here it is like 0. Once it is like executed, this one 0 plus 1. So now the count value is 1. And then, so basically it's like count. So how, when it looks for the first time, when it's an even number, it is like 0 plus 1, and now it becomes 1. And again the count value is 1, and again when it goes inside this one, the count value already is like 1. Now 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now again when it is like 6, already the count value is 2 here, and 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, like that. So here I'm adding this one basically to count how many times this went inside this if block. Okay, the same count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, I will talk about that. So now I would like to print f. Okay, we have count even numbers, let's say. So we have 4 even numbers. So whenever it went inside this loop where basically it helps to identify even number, we counted 1. We counted, like, we counted a value, and we started keep on adding plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 to that. This is how we can count the even numbers. So sometimes you may not see like this, count is equal to count plus 1. Instead you will see like count plus or equal to 1. So this one and this one, both of them, they are like completely same, totally same. If you run the same, this is how it will execute. So this is how you can find the odd numbers. For example, let's even numbers. For example, if you want to count the odd numbers, you have to put not equal to over here. The odd numbers, that 1, 3, 5, 7, and we have 5 odd numbers. This is how, for example, let's say this is the question that they asked you for 45 minutes of time, and you can write the program in the Google Sheet. For example, let's say like this one. So ideally it should come like code block. I'm not coming here, I don't know. Okay, so let's put some nice let's increase this one, increase this to 150. Okay, so now for I just ensure that if you mention something like this one, the person will ask like, are you sure that is correct or wrong? So for I in range, so 1 comma 10. Okay, and now if I 2 equal to 0, so print even number. So this is how you have to write the code. So just think like how much uncomfortable it is over here compared to here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of the hardest part, but you have to practice this sometimes over in the Google Docs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
you
yeah.
can go ahead and you can continue the meeting. I'll join back by 12:30. Okay, it's like 12 o'clock in the night. I'll join back 12:30. Is it fine?
Yeah, that's fine. And if I finish before 30 minutes, I'm just gonna drop a message in the chat.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, just like before, you don't have to end the meeting. I'll stay in the meeting.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye for now.